Hey friends, and a rather cold hello from Gateshead in England, where I grew up, my home turf. It's a bit of a far cry from the last time I made one of these Call Your Mother videos from sunny Santa Monica, although the sky's a little bit blue today, so I figured maybe it was time to catch you up on some of the things that have been happening since I made the last Call Your Mother video, probably about 2 years ago now, over 2 years ago. It's crazy. If you remember the previous Call Your Mother video that I made, you'll remember it's just a little bit of a kind of video journal almost. A way for me to look back and remember what I was doing and thinking and feeling certain parts of my life. Yeah, it's been a while since the last one, but kind of on purpose. I kind of want this to be an irregular check-in to just remember what life was like. Quite a lot has actually happened since then. I was reporting from sunny Santa Monica in California, where I had just spent a couple of weeks showing my parents around on holiday, and I was going to spend a few more weeks just relaxing and kind of taking stock of things and deciding what I wanted to do next in my life. It's just a little over 2 years since I made the last video. I'm a little older, I'm a little wiser, I'm starting to get hair in really weird places. Some things are different in life, some things are the same. I still do the same work, I'm still enjoying it, still have a lot of the same friends, I still live in the same place, but shortly after I made that last video, something pretty big changed that is really going to have a drastic effect on my near future and also the rest of my life. Life as a single 32-year-old was pretty good, but I kind of started to feel like maybe I should get myself out there a bit and you know, try and make some more friends, or even start a relationship with someone. So after a little while of deliberating, I decided to join an online dating service. Literally 2 weeks after I made that last video, while I was sitting in the departure lounge of the airport, a girl messaged me, said, "Hey, I like the look of your profile, we should chat." And so we did. Little did I know, this girl would turn out to be someone pretty special. Someone who only about a year and a half later, I would end up asking to be my wife. Right here. This beautiful spot with all the broken glass and hypodermic needles and, oh, a discarded couch. I love you, baby. This is where I grew up. This is the woodlands just out the back of my childhood home, and it has this weird kind of Romanesque fort. It's actually probably not that old. I think it was a pit head on the old Ordnance Survey maps we found. And this place was one of the most special places to me growing up. It's where I used to come when the world didn't make sense. It's where I used to come when I just needed some space to think. And so it seemed right that almost 2 years after making that first video, I'm coming up here to tell you about how I met a girl and asked her to marry me right here. Literally weeks after filming the first Call Your Mother video, when I still didn't really know where my life was going, I met the love of my life, and sometime later we decided we should get married, which has now turned into me planning to leave the country where I was born and brought up and move to one of my favorite places in the world, the United States of America. It still hasn't really sunk in, but it's happening pretty soon actually. it's a lot to process. I mean, just getting to meet a friend that you want to spend the rest of your life with on its own would be a lot to process, let alone moving to a completely different country to be with them for the rest of your life. And then add in the fact that I've been kind of obsessed with this country since I was a kid, you know, growing up watching movies in America and TV shows from America. And I know that it's not a fantasy land, it's a real place with real problems, just like anywhere else, but it's kind of flipping amazing that I'm actually gonna get to live my dreams. So I figured this was worth a Call Your Mother. This is something I want to remember, I think. It's really scary to think about leaving friends and family and everything I know to go to a land where I'll be an alien, despite speaking the same language and having a lot of the same customs. It really will be quite a change. I've always kind of thrived on being the outsider in any situation, you know, being a bit of a nerd and not really being into many of the same things as other people. It's not something that I'll find difficult to fit in a place where I'm completely different in nationality to everybody else. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm also really sad to be leaving my friends and family, obviously. They've been a huge part of my life, but it's not like the 1800s or 1700s where you would say goodbye to someone, they'd get on a boat in Ireland and you'd literally never see them again. You know, I'm gonna be back all the time, God willing. Getting into YouTube a bit more this year has become a really fun hobby for me, especially when I make certain videos that people really seem to connect with. And I can only assume that moving to a new country and having lots of free time while I wait for a work permit will probably mean a lot more content coming from me. If you're watching this and you're not me, and you for some reason like my videos, feel free to subscribe and stay tuned, because life is about to get crazy. So if this is me watching this video in another 2 years, let this just be a reminder. 10% effort. That's all it takes. I wouldn't say it was difficult for me to start a dating profile and put myself out there a little bit. It was kind of difficult having some ups and downs and some things you thought were going to go somewhere and then didn't go anywhere. And then once I met the love of my life, it was definitely been difficult to field the long distance relationship thing. It's not something I would recommend, but when it works out like it has for us, I think the effort is well worth all the heartache. So if you're a bit lost in life, wondering what to do next, try putting in 10% effort. You'll be surprised what can happen. If you're watching this and you're lucky enough to have a mother, give her a call. She would love to hear from you. When I say lucky enough to have a mother, I don't want you to get confused. Everyone was born, but not everyone has a mother. So call your mum, call your dad, call whoever's important to you, let them know how you're getting on. I'm sure they would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more vlogs from my new life in America.